So Sirach 16:13.
Yep.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Y'all ain't got to repeat. I'm just gonna before we open up, we'll give all glory, praise, honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Give honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Definitely rule well. Mighty Shalom as always to the oath elect. Answer Siak and special truth throughout the four corners of the earth. To you, we say Shalom. Hey, we're the brothers from the great millstone branch, the Gary Camp. I myself, the brother Uriah.
Brother Iowa also joined with the brother Sop.
Yeah, we got the brother Yahweh with us too. And we're just going through the spirit. Ain't got too much really, no topic. Just gonna open up with this precept, see where the spirit leads. And Lord willing, you be edified. So that's
This is the
Sirach
book of
16:13.
Khan. It states, "The sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated."
So hey, the sinner, who's the sinner? Esau. 2/3. But for the sake of the lesson, we're gonna focus on honing in on Esau. You're not gonna be able to escape with your spoils. Everything that you have stolen. You're gonna as the scriptures say, he shall vomit it back up. In the book of Job. So everything that the devil stole, he's gonna return it back to who? The rightful owners. Who it was? It's the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American, the Israelites. Everything that the devil possessed, even the land of America itself, they stolen goods, man, stolen. The scripture say, "Woe to him." Real quick, I got a precept. Can you the Habakkuk? Uh, Habakkuk. So Wilson that stops town. Iniquity. Yeah, I got it. Habakkuk 2 and 12. It says, "Woe to him uh, that buildeth it's like woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and established a city by iniquity."
Yep.
And we know how America was pretty much the foundation of America. And it's ironic, like that LD Ashram did a lesson on the video going to the 4th of July, how Trump was out there and a hailstorm came over there when it was at and the fuck it called Mount Rushmore. And
Mm-hmm.
Mount Rushmore, pretty much has what the statues or the faces carved into the walls of the so quote unquote founding forefathers. But how did their founding forefathers, got this land? Is by what? Blood, rape, robbery, and murder. And these so-called founding forefathers in America, they didn't believe in the Bible. All of them was Masons. A lot of them, was believing, pretty much Satanists at the end of the day. And when you look at it, America holds inception is all, it's all tied to witchcraft and sorcery and Freemasonry and pagan practices, man. So these people, these people, man, established, this place, by righteousness. It was established by bloodshed, and that's why it's going to go out in blood. It says, I'll read again with the top. Habakkuk 2 and 12. It says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. And behold, it is not of the Lord of the hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for the very vanity. For the earth it shall be filled with the
Precept.
knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea." You say you got a precept?
Yes, sir.
You get it, bro.
Yeah. You said this place is built on blood. I got the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 10, starting at verse 8. It says, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is
Precept.
translated." What do you say, y'all?
I just said precept. You can continue.
It says the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So because of what you did, starting with the northern kingdom, and then eventually the southern kingdom, taking over this place by blood, murdering, and robbing and raping, our people, you know, your kingdom is going to get translated or transferred, to us. You know, I believe in the beginning of this chapter, it goes into how the Lord's going to set up one that's profitable. Cause Esau, the way he run things, it's not profitable unto life. It's actually death. The moral agenda that he pushes, you know, and various other things that he do. It's not it doesn't bring forth life but death. So the Lord's going to put up someone that's profitable unto life. You got to walk.
Ah,
This is Micah 2. Give me 1 second. Because I had another precept based on what you just said. This is Micah 2. I started 1. It says, title being Woe to Oppressors. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice because in the power of their hand. Right? We understand that this is what they're doing, man, when they have these great tumults, right? All these secret councils, all these different meetings, right? We understand that they're doing these different things in order to further their kingdom and also oppress us more, man. Right? They're trying to put their foot on our neck because they understand that once we rise up and we get back up with our power, their kingdom comes to an end. So they have to devise all these different crafty counsels to try to keep us down.
yeah.
It says Micah 2 and 2. It says they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And this is what they've been doing, man, from year on, right? All the way back to that what Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. All of that shit was bullshit, man. They came over here pretty much slaughtering the northern kingdom, and then they was also taking captive the southern kingdom and doing the same thing, man. Taking our fields, taking our land, doing it all by violence, man. That's their gift, the sword. And what do they
If,
do at the end of the day? They lean back on this gift, and that's how they is it called rule their kingdom.
if I may add, like you said, at the end of that verse, even a man in his heritage, you know, these motherfuckers even stole our identities.
Yep.
These dudes are massive manipulators and then gaslight you when you bring out the truth.
Ah. Yeah, they take the land, rob the land, and then they distort the history of the people in that land.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
so
the scripture said like it.
no, you got it, bro.
I was just gonna say, yeah, the scripture say they put up pretty much a covering cast over the people. So not just the
Mhm.
Israelites, but also, the Japhetic people, the Greeks, the original Greeks, you know, and now that they portray themselves as the Egyptians in movies, all types of shit, bro. So you just gotta be aware of this devil. He's a mass manipulator and a gaslighter.
Which is
You
kind
got
of spiritual in the sense that how he wants to be everybody, you know, because the spirit outside the Israelite, he is that, in spirit, he's the Pharaoh, he's the Babylonian,
Yeah, he embodies them. They're the spirit of the people they took over.
God. And you claiming to be the Israelites, now your ass gonna be judged like the Israelites, nigga. You're gonna be judged by the law.
Yep.
Fucking idiot. You
If
know?
I my bad.
You got it, bro.
If I may, I want to read that Micah 2 and 3 in the AMP. It says, and therefore thus says the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am planning against this family a disaster, exile, like a noose, from which ye cannot remove your necks, nor will you be able to walk haughtily and erect. For it would be an evil time of the subjection to the invaders. Right?
Precept.
All of the different things that you've taken, all the different things you've stored up that was never yours, the Lord has a plan for you. Yeah, he said that you were a vagabond, right? A fugitive, right? You was on a run, and the Lord let you be on a run in order to build up your debt. But this whole time, the Lord had a whole play that you took the bait for. So now the Lord is gonna enact His vengeance on you. What you
I
got,
got
Yeah.
son?
got a quote from the back what Uriah said. The part where he said, "You tried to take over pretty much the spirit of the Israelite. Now he gonna pretty much get paid for it." This is Psalms 50 verse 16. I'll wait till you get the
Go ahead.
says, "But unto the wicked, Yahweh says,
Uh,
what has thou?" What do you say?
I had this. That's funny.
Oh, you can break it down. I got you. I can just read it for you. It says, "But unto the wicked, Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" It
And
says,
it's
"Seeing thou hatest," what do you say?
now you got it.
"Seeing thou hatest instruction, and casteth my words behind thee."
And that's funny because you sit here and claim to be so-called Jews, but you go underneath the lines of Jewish, right? But what have you done to uplift the laws of the Lord, man? Everything that you so-called claim to be, but yet everything that you declare and you put prescribe in these grievousness, right? All these different things are contrary to what the law is, man. And the crazy part about it is you fit the description of Wisdom of Solomon. I believe it was 2 or 3, where they said they upbraided us with all our wrongdoing. They're contrary. So yet, if we're contrary to you and you're pushing out the wrong doctrine, who's really the people of the Lord?
Mhm.
God.
Uh, I got some more on that.
I think that was in on that Psalms 50.
Oh, we go to
Actually,
that. Oh, you got some. You got a preacher. Grab it.
uh,
I could just skip down real quick.
you gonna go to 21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start verse 19. It says that thou givest thy mouth to evil and thy tongue frameth deceit.
If I may, it says thou tongue frame of deceit. Did it not say in the book of John? What's it called? Now it's talking about our people, the 2/3, men after the father of the devil. But what it said, the father of the devil was what? The form of the lies. It said if it speak of the lies, to speak of his own. Right? You frame of deceit. You do all these different things, man. You set the people up, but then you try to what's it called? Put your hand behind your back. All right? You're the
Yep.
wicked, man.
Yep, they come after the workings of Satan. Verse 20, which says, thou sittest and speak against thy brother, thou slanderest thy own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. And thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. Yeah, so they thought, yeah, the Lord being, uh, pretty much quiet and not, pretty much judging you swiftly. Y'all thought the Lord was with y'all. Like at first, the Lord gave y'all, y'all power, and y'all blessing, the sword, and to put us in, in captivity. But y'all further the affliction. So the
Mm-hmm.
Lord, so at the end of that verse, it said, "I will reprove thee." So the Lord is He's gonna put you on y'all place because y'all forgot who gave y'all that power. Now y'all thinking that y'all the Most High now.
Yep.
You know, uh, to pretty much roughly paraphrase, the book of Isaiah. I believe that's 14. So the Lord's gonna reprove you. Put you on y'all rightful places, which is the bottom, and in servitude. And put us, uh, in order before their eyes. And what you're doing right now. Right now we're prophesying, their downfall, but eventually, when Yahweh Shah comes back, you know, Lord willing, we those men, we're gonna be set, on high, just like Yahweh Shah is, being joint heirs.
If I
Hey, if
may,
I may, you
my
got it,
bad.
bro.
Now you got it.
We got it. I'll wait.
If I made this links right up with the Ezekiel 35 because it says that you thought that you would take these two nations, right? Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom. You thought it was what's it called, we were set out there to be a prey for you. But what did the Lord say? He said, I was there. He said, I heard all your blasphemies, right? So the Lord, he sat back. But he sat back. Why? Because we had moved him to wrath. And like the brother said, initially it was for our punishment. But once you further the affliction, you pissed the Lord off. So
Yeah,
now the Lord is letting these prophecies play out, but at the same time as these prophecies are playing out, like the brother said, he's bringing you down. And while you're getting brought down, we're getting brought up. That's balance.
God. Because not only destroying the Israelites, you're destroying the earth.
Yep.
You took it.
Yep.
You took it to a whole nother level. You're trying to enslave the Lord's creation. And the Lord ain't never planned for you to do that. You want to track, trace, and limit everything that's in the Lord's creation. No, your power is limited. You know. And real
Yeah,
quick,
so like,
no, you got it, bro. You gonna say something?
yeah, I ain't have a precept, but I was just gonna say, he trying to be, he pretty much trying to be like Nimrod, in the modern
Mm.
day. He trying to pretty much make everybody subjected, underneath him, and make all the people one, through this new world order that he's trying to establish. But you got it.
Yeah, because he through his witchcraft and the sorcery and the pseudoscience, he pushes all people created equal. Everybody's one. But meanwhile, he's the superior. Meanwhile, the slime ball small hat is the highest level, has the highest level IQ. He's the superior race. But he pushes this whole equality narrative. Why? Because he don't want Jake to know that he's superior. You know,
Right.
and that's why the Lord is that's why the Lord's gonna come back and take these devils out. And that's why as the scriptures say, he says, great fear fell upon them. These devils, they great fear fellow is upon these devils because they know that all their lies they have told is now being. They know, a liar knows hates truth. Like, damn, this nigga know.
Yeah,
We all in the flood. You ever lied and somebody found, so you lied and somebody kind of find out and shit. You be kind of panicking and shit. Oh shit, do you know?
yeah, get the
And
skittish and shit.
you're scared and shit. Start looking suspect.
You panicking because you
Yeah,
want to get exposed.
yeah, man. And that's this devil, man. He's exposed. But anyway, I got a precept. Go to that Job 20,
It's
and
23.
we start at 4. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because this
4 and
whole
then
chapter,
probably 20. You got it
yeah, this is a chapter we never read Job 20 in church.
at all.
Obadiah. You know, Well, and why is that? Because the powers that be, the Edomites, set up these Christian pastors, these blind leaders, to purposely block us from actually understanding this truth, man.
Yep.
Which at the end of the day was all the will of the Lord. You know,
Yeah, them 50C3. Oh yeah, 501c3 charter.
yeah.
Pretty much putting them underneath the gag order. They can't.
NDA,
They can't teach about. What do you say?
NDA, non-disclosure agreement, pretty much.
Yeah, kind. Yeah, you can't speak if you can't speak about the truth. You know, you can't bring up the name of the true names of the Lord. You know, it's pretty much NDA or a gag order. You know, so these pastors, they just as guilty. As Esau Edom. That's why they gonna get destroyed too.
Like
Title.
like a criminal. What a criminal do? A criminal, somebody got a testimony, or like somebody that witnessed something. They're gonna be, hey, bro, you better shut up. They get them hush money or threaten to kill them if they go to court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. In our situation, they're gonna try to. We a witness. They're gonna try to whack the witness. Right now the Lord pretty much got us in WITSEC, witness protection. Eventually, Esau, he's gonna try to come down with great wrath, and try to shut us up.
Yep.
You got up.
A
Yeah, you
title
got that
being
good point.
Zophir says the triumph of the wicked is short. I'm gonna jump down to Job 20 and 4. It says, Knowest thou not that this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment?
So the Lord said, knowing now this. And history proves it. Every tyrant that ever tried to rule or take over, eventually the Lord took their ass down. History showed Pharaoh, uh, and Nebuchadnezzar, Antiochus. The list goes on and on, man.
Yep.
So what makes this devil any different? You got to fail too. And it's crazy. We at the 250-year mark of
That's
America. Look how
weird.
many storms rolled through. Look how much shit was going on throughout the earth. Earthquakes. You got tornadoes smacking China. China ain't known for hitting tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
That don't even
You
make
know,
sense.
no, it makes sense. This is the Lord, please. This is the Lord literally visiting the earth.
If I
Power
may,
outages, man. Floods. It's like it, bro. You got it.
now if I may, just to back you up, I had sent it in the TikTok the other day, but we always bring it out. But it's just funny. I sent it on TikTok, and they was going through each kingdom, and they was listing how long each kingdom only lasted. Some 230, some 200, and it was only a few that they had listed in the video that was 250. And they pretty much said nobody really went past 250. So this being your 250 year, and all these different things are happening, what does that tell you? That your rule is coming to an end.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The
Me and
joy
I
of the
just
hypocrite is just for a moment. It's like it, bro.
no, you got it.
No, I was just saying the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. You got it.
It's mighty you
Con.
said that too, though, that you said is only for a moment, because you have to understand we're in mortal flesh, and time is only relative towards us, right? Time isn't relative towards the Lord, right? So, but for a moment, you have to think in the Lord's eyes, it really is no time has really went by, right? And once we get into that same kind of state where we're what's it called? We're in those immortal bodies, right? We're not gonna longer think about that. What they say in the scriptures, what happened to the that man, roughly paraphrasing. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's gonna
Con.
go into that. Would they gonna ask? I'm gonna go into. It's just going to the same chapter Joe goes into it.
Con.
They just say, "Where is he?"
Yeah, you shall fly away as a dream.
Hey, I'm gonna read into it. It's Job 20 and 6. It said, though his ecstasy mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he should perish forever like his own dung. You know, when you take a shit and wipe your ass, you ain't concerned about that turd. You just flush that shit and go on about your goddamn day. Wash your hands and go on about your day. And that's gonna be like about this devil in the kingdom. You're gonna be afterthought. You know, think about right now. Who talking about the Egyptians? Pharaoh. We don't even know who the fuck. The great part, people don't even don't
It
even
was
know that
hundreds of them.
who the exact Pharaoh was when I was ruling during that time of Egypt. And
Right.
during the time of the Exodus, nobody know. I mean, I looked it up. The exact Pharaoh. They speculating who it could have been. But the point being is the Lord, hey, anybody, all these wicked people, you eventually get lost into time. People don't forget about you.
Yep.
Yep.
You know? It says, yeah, he should perish. So like, yeah, he should perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He should fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he should be chased away as a vision of the night. You know, just like a dream, man. You wake up from a bad dream, you're like, ooh, that was a bad dream, but you realize it was just a dream. And as you're going about your day in life, you forget about that dream, man. There's many dreams we ain't had that was probably bad, we forgot about. You know?
Mm,
And that's what's gonna happen in the kingdom, because right now we're in a simulation. The Lord is just, we living in an alternative life, alternative world. We seeing the world how it look under the wicked vibration.
yep.
You know? Just like they show in the movies like that. They give you this is how the world, man, you never seen the movies. This is how the world look if it was this way. Just to teach us
Mhm.
a lesson, man. That's all it is, man. And you devils know that.
If I may, it's mighty you said that because think about the movie on Shrek. When he
Mhm.
and then that alternate world, and then he had to play out the whole alternate world. Then he woke back up, and he was like,
Mhm.
he was happy that he realized that pretty much was a dream that he had to conquer to see that he had the life that he already wanted, but he didn't appreciate it.
Mhm. God, that's what the Lord's showing us. It's nothing but a damn dream, man.
Wait, wait. Wait,
Literally,
what
bro.
Shrek movie y'all talking about? Salakia.
Yeah, step four.
I was about to say,
Rumpelstiltskin.
if you Pete Shrek too, you know, when he got changed to an Edomite.
Yeah, yeah. He thought it better out there. He like, fuck that. Ain't what it is. That too.
Mm-hmm.
He realized it wasn't as hip as it was to be.
Facts.
And we realized that, man, this following this devil, this shit ain't what fast food, McDonald's, a nigga woman. That's what you want? Nigga, fuck out of here. We don't want that shit no more. This shit over with, bro. It says verse 9, the eyes also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. But I'm gonna jump down because I wanted to make a point. Uh um
I got a
Slakia.
precept after you.
Me too.
Take your time
15,
though.
15, 15. Job 20:15, it says, he has swallowed down riches, he shall vomit them up again. The most high shall cast them out of his belly. With all that wealth you got, like you like that bitch, that Queen Elizabeth bitch. You know, you go over these motherfuckers got gold and stack bars in the basement just collecting dust. Like you a
Hoarding.
fucking hoarding, man. For what? Everybody he just holding. It's just a demon, man. Everybody's suffering under this nigga's rule. Cause why? He's a selfish, insatiable demon, man. He's a
Mhm.
parasite. He brings
Yeah,
absolutely no value. Like all he do is just take, and he gives nothing in return but death.
that's the spirit.
You know, he brings absolutely no value to life, and that's why he's going to be he's going to be removed from the book of. He's going to be removed from the garden, man.
Yep.
You know, he's going to be removed. He's going to be removed from the living. He has no place in amongst the living.
He don't deserve it.
No, he don't deserve it. Plus he's deaf. He can't function in a life.
Right. It's not in his makeup.
What
Yeah,
it say?
it's
Who
not
makes
even.
sure they crooked?
Mm-hmm. I got
That's why
precept,
he'll never.
got some more to it.
If I may, that's why he'll never attain immortality, because it's not in him to do good. Only way you can get immortality is through righteousness, and it's not in him to do it. So he would never attain immortality.
Yeah.
Con.
It says, verse 16, he shall suck, he shall suck the poison of the ass, the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. He's not going to prosper. You're not going to see the kingdom. Your ass going to be through. Everything that you enjoy, all your labors is all going to come to naught. Thus said the Lord. Real quick, you got a precept?
Yeah. Just to back up everything you were saying.
Hey, grab that. I want to get that Psalm 73 after that. To back
Uh,
this up. If you get yours, bro.
just to land back on some of the points you made, and one of them was it should be pretty much no remembrance of them. After they be cut off. This is I'm gonna go back in Sirach chapter 10, verse 10. I'm gonna skip down to 17. Verse 10 it says, "The physician cut off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die." You
God,
know,
this
you got it.
disease, something that's not at ease. The earth is not at ease because why? There's a plague. The earth been diagnosed for what? Edomites. Edomitis. That's the word, you know. Esau come out. It's a new variant, nigga. You the virus, nigga. We look at Killgate. He's a virus, man. He's a plague. He's a pestilent that has to be removed from the earth.
Right.
He keeps earth from fully because what a disease does to the body or the virus. It keeps the body from fully function,
Yep.
and that's what this devil does. He keeps life from functioning, man.
Damn parasite.
Yeah, he's a parasite. And then the crazy part about it, that's what cancer is. Cancer is nothing but parasites that he purposely puts in the food to keep you sick. Fucking demon, literally a demon, bro.
If I may, the word for parasite in the animal goes into it says a hanger on, a toady, a person who lives on others.
That's this devil, especially who fits that totem the most is Amalek. Like they like to Jake the new term that Jake called it what culture vultures. That's Amalek. He brings absolutely no value to life, but yet they take, and they hide behind. They literally steal people's identity. They steal every goddamn thing. They like the fucking we was just talking about Kung Fu Panda, the fourth one,
The
the
chameleon.
chameleon. She steals everything. She ain't work hard. It's not enough to be Tai Lung and all those different dudes she stole all the Kung Fu from. And that's this damn devil, man. A fraud.
If I may, a little bit more, it says one who lives at another's expense.
At expense. Because
Yep.
just like he's here willing, here willing. The Lord required, for us to get to the kingdom, we have to sacrifice ourselves. Make our lives and body a living sacrifice, just like Yahweh Shai to sacrifice for us to receive the kingdom. That's what a righteous man has sacrificed himself for the greater good of others. What he does, he'll sacrifice others for the greater good of himself.
Yep.
He's the complete opposite. See, his bitch ass ain't gonna go on the front line and sit there and fight for her inheritance. No, he's gonna send others, just like Lord Farquhar whole ass and Strat to go get his inheritance. So that's the type of nigga he is.
Yep.
And then he sit back and talk all this good power like he's just this mighty dude. Cause why? He got wealth in the military, man. And who gave you that? The Lord. The Lord gave you the riches and the power. He's gonna snatch it all away from your ass within 1 hour.
That's the spirit. Let's get a little more to this.
Okay.
I'm gonna skip down to verse 14. I'll make it quick though. 14 through 17 it says, "The Lord has cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead." So the Lord gonna pluck you right out that seat. That proud ass seat that you're sitting in.
It's not your seat to begin with.
Yeah, it was borrowed. It was lended to you.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "The Lord had plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place." the Israelites. It says the Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth until there's nothing left.
God,
It's the
so
point. You
if
got
I
it.
may too, you look at in history shows that, man. You know, and when the Lord was using Israel to clean out those Canaanites in the land, why he was doing that? Because why? They was doing all kinds of evil and wickedness in the Holy Land. And the same shit these niggas doing now, man. And you got the nerves to go cleave onto these ancient gods of these nations, showing that our power through Israel triumph over those powers, man. So much more
Thou
in these
fool.
things.
Thou fool.
You fucking that's what he's an idiot. You think anybody in their right frame of mind, like, you know what? You read the history, like, let me fall back. Shit, they all fail. Shit, what make but this nigga, like, no, I got it.
I
After he
peeped
failed
that.
before.
Right.
Nigga don't even take counsel of how they feel.
Yeah.
The nigga do the same thing they did and think he gonna have a different outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Verse 17, to back up that one point, you brought up how the Egyptians, they know where to be found, their memorial. I'm just going to bring it out. It says, he took some of them away and destroyed them and had made their memorial to cease from the earth.
God,
So
ain't
all
nobody
these
talking about
great,
Egypt. If I may, ain't nobody talking about Egypt right now. Egypt ain't shit going on over there in Egypt. They still trying to dig up some old ass pharaohs and use their money, the bodies to make money off these niggas. They don't, and the original and the people that's in that land ain't even the original Egyptians.
yeah, some damn
They're
Ishmaelites.
Ishmaelites and Edomites in that land. Mixed in with a little Elam here and there, because the real Egyptians are Mizraim, if I'm not mistaken, are the people of the Sudan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Luol Dang niggas, them niggas. Which he could be Jake, but
Yeah, the ones that look like them.
yeah. What you got it, bro?
Yeah, shit. Like, you brought it up perfectly.
Uh,
Yeah.
that was it on that.
Yep, y'all got it.
Can we get that Psalm 73? Let me see where start at.
Psalm 73.
Uh, Go to the point where it says, my feet now slight when I was foolish because I was envious.
Yeah, you talking about the feet part? That's verse 2. The envious at the foolish was verse 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Con. Psalm 73, starting at verse 2. It said, but as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Con for Asaph, I believe it's Asaph. He said, "What
Yep.
my feet he was in the spirit, man. My feet will not slip." Why he was envious at the wicked, because and we was once in the world. We all had like damn. Until we came to this truth, we realized, hey, we was foolish to envy this man. We envy a man that was literally created in vain. We was envying a man whose destination he's destined to be destroyed.
Yep.
You envying somebody that was really created that's inferior to you, that's lesser than you, which is foolish, man. And that's what I was gonna say about people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because they knew who Esau was and who we were. They wouldn't even our people wouldn't even be following this nigga
Yep.
if they truly understood the ends of this niggas. The Lord, if they truly understand the Lord's determination for it. The scriptures say he's the vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. Man, he was created to be destroyed. So why would you follow a man like that? That's why, but we was in the world until we came to the truth. Bob, Krisha, you got some more on that, bro?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring out a point. You was just bringing out. That's why Isaiah 10 and 20 goes into, the remnant would no more say upon, the one that smote him. But 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be hand joining hand with them. They're gonna be in cahoots, with Esau Edom. because they believe, in his philosophies and the things that he bring out. But us, we see right through his bullshit, through, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua waking us up out of this, out of this sleep.
Mm-hmm. You got it, bro.
Verse 5, Psalm 73 and verse 5, it says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Yeah, Esau get to do all kinds of shit, steal thousands of dollars, set up Ponzi schemes, get away with all kinds of shit, set up a whole island, get freaky, fake the death. You know what I'm saying? Moonwalk his way into this, smooth criminal's way out the scene, and nobody and sweep that shit underneath the rug, and everybody forget about it.
If I may, what he saying? Don't be a menace. Oh man, you
Yeah,
forgot something. Getting robbed blind. You worried about Jake, and the nigga that's robbing you is Esau.
yeah, and that's the world. He does a good job at making Jake the face of corruption and thievery, but meanwhile he's the master of it.
Yeah.
Look at your fucking check. Look at your gross and look at your net and look at your gross. That alone should show you that who's the real criminal. Ask Jake. Ask Jake. They got to pay child support. Who's the real criminal is? Like Fat Joe said, you're a wicked fat nigga, but he said something like, he said, man, when I was in the streets, I used to walk around all kinds of money. He said, niggas never robbed me in the streets. He said, who know when I started getting robbed? Was by white men with suits on.
Yeah, if I may, then they try to say, it goes back, to the American people, attack that was go back into us, to build roads and, build up schools and education and shit like that. But we know to go right back to the small heads.
Yeah.
They pretty much live off, the American people and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And on top of that, getting reparations. Like, come on. And
Yeah,
giving government assistance. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, because the whole education system, that was nothing but a fucking scheme, a Ponzi scheme. They say, okay, if you work hard, they through the American dream, they say if you work hard and go to school, you could become someone, get a degree. But what you do, you go to university, you don't learn shit. The women go there, they get slutted out. Dudes go there, they get weirded out and bugged out or fagged out. You leave there, you through, man. You leave with just in debt and confused. And those that do somewhat graduate, it depends on what field you're in. The degree you got you can't even use it.
Right. It's no longer valid.
Yeah, and that's one of many ways how this devil, through what's the word? Through extortion. What he does, he makes pretty much. He dressed up extortion and made it look good, so you wouldn't even know you're being extorted. He made it look good via what? Taxes, and you're being taxed everywhere you go. Toll, gas, food,
insurance.
And who benefit? Yeah, insurance. Who benefit off these things? Like the brother said, starting with this, all the Edomite race, but particularly Amalek.
If I may, then they, all our money go towards war, and it's crazy. The last biggest war we just not necessarily us, went through, but Esau Edom, with small hats, in Ukraine, they were sending $6 billion every fucking week or every fucking month. That's another way of them getting money. Our money getting funneled straight to them.
Yep.
You got it up some more than Psalms.
Yeah. Oops. Psalm 73 and verse 6, it says, therefore pride compasses them about as a chain, and violence covereth them as a garment.
You got to think nobody accomplished the feats that this devil has done in history. Having a space force, having technology and weaponry that he have, and saying the power through the media, the propaganda, his grips of the earth. No other heathen nation has ever possessed the power that the devil had. So you can imagine the pride that these people have. And that's the shit we don't know about this devil he doing. Opening portals, CERN, being able to see things that, what I'm saying? So the Lord set this nigga up for the okie doke. You know?
Verse 7, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
Have everything. Like the movie, the Kung Fu Pals, the scripture I watched the other day, and the dude asked, like, what more do you want? You have everything. Just I want more. And then, the chameleon, and when you look at it, she was weak as fuck. She's sitting at the table, with big ass, powerful animals, a bull, some animal that can actually fuck a chameleon up, but she's sitting there weak. That's why she's able to use craft. And that's how these people are. They, when you look at Amalek, really they're the weakest of the heathen. They're the weakest nation on earth when you think about it. Physically, mentally. You know what I'm saying? When you're around Amalek, you just look at like, bro, they're really a seed of retards. They like the degenerate of Edomites.
Yep.
That's how they look. Like they look retarded. They got that rat nose. They look out of place. But yet they unpowered, which showed the Lord in control anyway. So we say, I was the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. He put up over the basis of men. Roughly paraphrasing.
I
I
just wanted to bring out to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring out, how at the end of that verse it said they have more than heart could wish. They got the whole world. But now, with the NW, the New World Order, in the MOTB, they're trying to get even more. Now they're trying to become your God. They're trying to TTID, track, tracing, identification. They're trying to know your every move. They got these satellites everywhere. They got AI. They pretty much trying to become a God on the earth. like the brother said, what more can you want? You already own everything. Everybody already underneath you. Now you're trying to be inside people.
Which is creepy as hell. Who the fuck want to know what somebody else thinking? That's some creepy, weird shit, You're a weirdo.
For sure.
I don't want to know what the fuck. Hey, you bad on you be bad. You got to deal with your own goddamn thoughts. Who the fuck want to know what somebody else is thinking? A nigga can't even control his own goddamn emotions and feels want to control yours. The hell up out of here, man. That's why Lord ready to take these niggas out, man, when it's all said and done.
Expeditious.
The gates of hell will not prevail against us, bro.
Speedy riddance.
Speedy. Let me mute it. You got it, bro.
Verse 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully.
Hey, Trump just said, man, I'm not worried about the Americans' financial issues right now. My concern is the war. Yeah, easy for a nigga that made fucking a couple $1 billion off,
Right. Verse
But
9.
they couldn't even survive a day in our shoes.
I mean, when we see it all the time in the news. They get laid off from their job. They woman cheat on them. They end up being homeless. Now they want to kill everybody in their family. Including themselves. Now they want to shoot up a school or shoot up their old job. They can't handle it. They mentally weak.
If I may, a good example of that is the last episode of The Boys, when Homelander lost all his power and he was shown to be nothing but a weak man. You see what he started doing? He pretty much he exposed himself, saying, I can't do this." He said, "I'll do anything. Pretty much, just don't kill me." And that's their same spirit. They know that they're weak on the inside, but right now they have the power. But once they lose that power, even on a little level, when they lose their power, what do? They will crash out.
He's already crashed out. He's already crashing out. Now, not a nigga sign the law, but you can't speak out against them. What kind of shit that is? That's a crash out move.
That's a guilty nigga move.
Yeah, guilty. You know what I'm saying? Guilty nigga. You guilty. I can't. You could talk shit about everybody else, but we can't speak out against these people. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, you obviously doing some shit you ain't supposed to do.
Now around the
Yeah.
world, y'all get rid of the Bible. Why?
Yeah.
Like, but y'all the people of the Bible. Why y'all want to get rid of it? That's y'all. That's y'all book, right?
Yeah. Nobody. And then
Mhm.
people don't question these things. Because why? They got your ass blinded by this rat race and all the folly that's in this world. But it's all. But you people gonna come into a rude awakening as well when this rat come and get your ass. Y'all got it, bro.
You should have still some more. Um,
I want to read down to I'm gonna read down to 17. The point is in 17.
I got you. I'll continue on. Psalm 73 and verse 9. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth.
And what's their
They,
tongue? Their science, their lies, their propaganda. You know, all of this is walking through the earth. Man could be a woman could be a man. Transhumanism, trans sex, whatever fuck, weird shit, man. Studies on gay animals. What the fuck? We're like, why we got to know if there's gay animals in the kingdom, in the jungle? How does make it my life better? But he put these things out in the news. That's way of his tongue walking through the earth, boasting in his NWO, boasting on what he's gonna do, boasting them becoming gods. That's his tongue walking through the earth. Scripture say what he showed that little horn that had eyes like a man and he spake great things.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly paraphrasing. Who think that was speaking of? Speaking of what Rome, but really America, which is the revival, pretty much Rome revived. You know, you got it, bro.
therefore, his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how does the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most High?
God, cause they got so much. They so powerful. They like, who fuck need the Lord? Who the Lord us? Look what I created. Look what I've made. Look what I've done. What is this God you speak of? Like in the book of the movie The Prince of Egypt with Pharaoh. Who is this God you speak of, Moses? And that's the Edomite. But he know deep inside there's a power, because the Lord has shown him things that he's a.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say, I will speak thus, behold, I shall offend against the children, so like the generation of thy children.
God. You keep reading, bro.
When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High. Then understood I therein.
God. So you had these thoughts until he came into the understanding of the truth. And then we understood, oh, okay. Oh, the Lord for to destroy these niggas. And when knowing that, they gave us what? Comfort, peace. Now when we see Esau, because we be around, certain jobs brothers got, you go to these well-to-do off, Edomite neighborhoods, you be like, damn. And these devils, they living good, and they on the low, and these are low-level Edomites. We
Right.
ain't even speaking of the elites. Esau should say he's gonna have the fatness of the earth. They'll go as far as Indiana, go like to Chesterton and Valpo, and you know, the Lake of Four Seasons and places like where these Edomites, man, these motherfuckers living good. Certain parts in Crown Point, even out there in Illinois, Elmwood and different areas, all those, that lower, the lower levels, but even then compared to Jake, these devils are living good, man.
They staying on top of each other.
Yeah. They got better food, they got access to better things. And how much more the elites too? These trillionaires, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even go to the grocery store. They grocery store right there. See a fucking Rothschild in a Walmart. Nigga, no hell no. I own Walmart. The nigga own Walmart. But you got it, bro.
Verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction.
Yeah, it's casting down destruction, man. Esau don't think that somebody, I think the brother told me that earlier. Esau don't think that a power from the heavens gonna come down and wipe his ass out. When you look at it, go out and watch the everyday Edomite. These motherfuckers are like in just complete. Although they waking up the fact their kingdoms, but even then they don't even know how it's gonna be destroyed. They just think, oh, we're gonna fight and take it back to us. We're gonna have to fight. They think it's gonna be going back to the old civil war and they're gonna fight and they're gonna get their inheritance. But no, this place over with, nigga. You ain't finna fight to get shit back. The Lord finna destroy this shit from all y'all. Even you simple ass niggas, we gotta the simple ass niggas that want America to last forever. This place is over with. The Lord's determination is to destroy this bitch, man. And these Edomites don't think that. They don't think that a power from the heavens is gonna come down and take their ass out. I'm speaking of the everyday Edomite. The elites do. They know this. That's why they building these bunkers.
Yep.
It's a little more on that. And if y'all got anything else, we can probably close out. Unless y'all got something else.
I don't got nothing.
Read down to that 20, because we talking as a dream.
Yeah, 20. The 20th verse. Psalm 73 and 19. How are they brought into desolation, as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors.
So the Lord asked them a question, how? And we know the answer how it's gonna happen. By nuclear fire. 1 hour. That's all it's gonna take to take this nigga out. 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not even that. You have labored all this time to set up this whole for it to come to naught within 1 hour.
250 years for nothing.
For nothing. All that rape, robbery, pillage, murder, slaughter, all that shit for nothing. You got it, bro.
Yeah, to back you up, like you brought up earlier, Job 20. I believe it's in the I think maybe the 23rd or 24th verse. It goes into pretty much kind of at the end of that verse 19, pretty much saying they should be, in terrorists, because they're gonna be struck through with the iron weapon, like you were saying, the ICBM nuclear missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Complete desolation. What the scripture say in the book of Revelation, I believe? 200,000.
Yep.
The spirit of the Lord is gonna be in the missiles, and they not gonna miss.
Yeah. The indignation of the Lord. The Lord, because why? That's the anger of the Lord.
Yeah, you see what the Lord did to Sodom and Gomorrah, what he did to Egypt. True. What he did, to Pompeii, with that big ass volcano. How much more he gonna do to you that,
Mm-hmm.
enslaved his people for hundreds of years, raped, robbed, and murdered us, went throughout the whole earth, pillaging. And then you take on every country's, wicked idols and gods.
Yep.
Who are gonna straight up fuck you up?
Yeah, then tell lies about it to justify you doing this shit. Came up with pseudoscience and the reason why we came in, they were savages and all this nonsense and they had to, the fuck out of here. Well, you the fucking savage.
Yeah, when they came on the boats, they had scurvy, fleas all over them and shit. Like, come on,
Yeah,
y'all was eating each other on them boats. Cause a lot of times they was getting lost at sea, and they had to eat each other and shit.
yeah, like World War I, World War II, pretty much fucking it was an Edomite conflict. Bunch of Edomites fighting among each other, bombing fucking each other up, blowing the whole fucking. It showed us the mind of an Edomite. Think about World War I and World War II, literally, pretty rare, especially World War I, was pretty much Edomites fighting against Edomites,
Mm-hmm.
blowing up each other. But Jake are niggas and gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck was that? What was World War II then?
Right. That was on a global scale.
Yeah, that was on a global scale. So I'm blowing whole fucking villages to pieces. But watch the film. We seen the World War II films.
So I watched it for.
No, that was Edomites versus Edomites. We had Jake, dumbass. Jake in there too. Whether it was unwillingly, because they drafted Jake or voluntarily, because you had some simple ass Jake. I want to fight for the army. Which some of us was, I was few myself in that stupid ass, till the Lord woke me up. But what y'all got it though.
Kind of end this off. Psalm 73 and 20. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Yahweh, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Yeah, and right now the Lord, the Lord is awakened through the word, the truth. That lets you know the Lord. He see your ass. There's an inquisition being made upon the ungodly.
Yep.
Us teaching this word and receiving this word. That's the Lord showing your ass. I see you, nigga. I see everything you doing, motherfucker, and you can't escape. Excuse my language, but hey, that's what the Lord is. I see everything you doing, bitch. You think you just gonna get away? No, you're not gonna lie and accuse and point and say no. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work in the court of the universe. That can work in your court system. When the courts of heavens, nigga, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, because they got all the records.
You got all the records. You can't delete this film, nigga. You can't delete the recordings of the angels. We just
Right.
because they talk about the other line. They we just talk about on the phone. Like when Esau do something, all of a sudden the cameras don't work. Like Kaya said, this nigga got camera. When they come to cameras, nigga help him make his money. Someone comes to when he doing the cameras don't work. Something happened with the camera.
What camera?
Yeah, what camera?
What you mean?
Yeah, fucking devil.
Who? Debo finna get hit with that break.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be by your own people. It's gonna be by your own goddamn people. But y'all anything else? That?
Nope.
No, sir.
So with that, pray if it was edified. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kodash, the honor to the apostle and the elders of Great Millstone who definitely do rule, teach well, and teach well. And as always, shalom to the household of faith, the house of the beloved, the tabernacle of David. To you, we say shalom, kum
Shalom.
yashua, and the Bible.
Wow.
Chemotherapy 2026 soon.
Shalom.
Shalom.